As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. My son has not been convicted of anything, and the jail they make their own rules.
YNW Melly back in court today. His attorney saying the state has not given enough evidence to this point to keep him in jail, but prosecutors say they have proven plenty that shows he needs to remain behind bars.
The YNW Melly release situation is unlike anything we have seen before. As it would be shared, a judge gave the Broward Sheriff's Office until December 16th to explain why YNW Melly should not be released from prison. After requesting a 10-day extension, if no explanation is given, Melly will then be released. As this extension should never have been even granted, as Boosie would even say, the feds are doing anything they want with YNW Melly because they know that they want him.
Now they're putting even more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know, they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen, really.
As YNW Melly's lawyers brought up this evidence from the original trial of YNW Melly texting his ex-girlfriend in real time when the crime was going down, when he was running away from the men on the street, as police even located his phone on GPS going down the street, he said.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're
proving that YNW Melly was being chased by a car with rival street members in it, but also in the YNW Melly trial was the prosecutors admitting that there was no firearm even found, which is the argument YNW Melly's lawyers are using on why he should be at least granted a house arrest until trial begins.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
okay.
However, this was all swept under the rug. This has been YNW Melly's reality for the last 5 years, as the feds are able to do anything they want with them, which is now why YNW Melly's mother is now suing the county jail. A report would share, YNW Melly sues the Broward Sheriff's Office for cruel treatment and is seeking an immediate release from prison. Melly also claims they have not allowed him to see or speak with family members in 3 years. As Melly's mother would describe, Melly has been living in a cold jail cell with no edible food, as well as zero human contact. As said, and I quote, an interview from YNW Melly's mother paints a disturbing picture of YNW Melly's life in jail, making it sound like he will not last much longer. As during that interview, she was ranting over the fact that Melly was granted a mistrial. He essentially beat the case, but he was still left inside a jail and not even allowed to use a phone or look at mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
This would end up getting the attention of Charleston White, who would react, sharing that this is how YNW Melly should be living. He shouldn't be receiving any special treatment because he's a famous rapper, as he allegedly committed a very serious crime.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
This ended up making Melly's mother extremely unhappy, as Jamie King would then reveal that she feels absolutely heartbroken for her son because he's not even being treated as a human.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
This would end up getting the attention of Boosie once again, who would speak on the stress that Jamie King has been going through, as his own mother had to go through a similar experience.
She real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman.
With the situation being so crazy that many want Netflix to make a documentary about it, this is when the feds would create a 6-page evidence file explaining the reasons why YNW Melly should not be released from jail. You tell me if you would release him. As they begin with the evidence found on YNW Melly's cell phone. When hours after the crime was allegedly committed by Melly, he ended up texting somebody admitting to it.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But also found on YNW Melly's cell phone was a saved video from somebody's Facebook Live, showing YNW Melly and Bortland's reaction to the crime only 6 hours after it was committed, where they were seen dancing in a parking lot, recording a music video.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey. No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
Showing not even an ounce of sadness for the passing of their two best friends, Melly's lawyers made an argument in court that Melly and Bortland were contracted to record a music video on this morning. They had no way of getting out of it or extending it to a different day, so they put on a brave face, recorded the music video for business, and went on with their day. But still, to a jury, it looks very disturbing. This is then when the prosecutor would dive deep into what the motive was to commit the crime, as they would note that YNW Melly was very close friends with King Von, leading into his arrest. An O-Block member ended up sharing a secret that YNW Melly told King Von, as Melly allegedly asked King Von for advice on how to handle a situation where your two best friends are coming after you for financial gain.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? What the bam? I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
As allegedly, Sack Chaser and Juvie were going after Melly for financial gain. YNW is a registered business LLC, where YNW Melly and Bortland performed concerts, sold merch, did promotions for companies, all in exchange for money. That money would then funnel into the YNW bank account, where Sack Chaser and Juvie allegedly wanted a cut out of the money, thinking that it was a four-way split between the four YNW boys. But Sack Chaser and Juvie didn't do any work. So if you know anything about King Von's past and how he handled his own situations, you can likely guess the advice Von would have given YNW Melly to handle it. Knowing a motive and the emotions after the crime, the prosecutor then dove deep into the physical evidence of the Jeep they were driving in. As during the original trial, Sergeant Williams revealed there is no way this could have been a drive-by, when considering all of the factors that happened inside of the car using what's known as a stick method, where he would line up plastic sticks throughout the vehicle, following holes that are inside of the seats of the car.
Assignment, which is to determine if this is a drive. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by. and it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside of the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that was Christopher Thomas, where did that emanate from?
Driver's side back seat.
Okay. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time.
As according to the methods that he did, Williams revealed the crime must have happened inside, and it had to have happened from somebody sitting in the back left seat. As we even saw YNW Juvie's mother go to the stand and share who was sitting in that chair.
And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
And is that a yes?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Jamel.
And Jamel, is that the defendant, Jamel Demons?
Yes, ma'am.
But this is where the entire situation would be insane, as the feds filed the extension for giving the reasoning on YNW Melly not being allowed to go home, but then they also targeted YNW Melly's partner, YNW Bortland, who just got thrown into jail.
Melly's co-defendant, YNW Bortland, was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Demons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
As YNW Bortland's home was raided by the feds and they found insane paperwork against them stuffed into a suitcase, where Bortland drew out on a piece of paper all the jurors in Melly's original trial. A report would share, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortland's home, as Bortland details where certain jurors were sitting, a description of what they looked like, hair color, and also what he believed their names were. As to understand how serious this is, here's DJ Academics' reaction.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn. Holy sh**. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
As let's say that YNW Melly was sentenced to life in prison. YNW Portland could have given this piece of paper to some serious street members to go out and get revenge for Melly for sentencing his best friend to life in prison. That's why jurors are not allowed to be shown on cameras, their names can't be present, and they're just not allowed to be seen. As with all of this now going against YNW Melly and Portland, they would also then be hit with even more charges.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Once again, making the perfect documentary series for Netflix, as these charges are connected to Portland's massive mistake, where YNW Juvie's father, the father of one of the YNW boys who sadly passed, would end up exposing how YNW Melly and Portland were witness tampering, and even what code words they used to make Melly's ex-girlfriend not testify against him in the original trial.
Both Melly, Jamel Demmons, YNW Melly, and Cortland Henry, who is known as YNW Portland, are now charged with witness tampering. It sounds like the prosecutors are saying there was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures to try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom and